Okay, I gotta get my voice together for this one, y'all. Let me drink a little something. Y'all ready? Here we go. Hey, 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 I'm Cara D. Thank you for coming to have Girl Talk with me on my podcast, I'm My Feelings. I'll be discussing things that'll have you reflecting, but also have you intrigued. Have a seat and let's start this healing journey together. And also remember, the growth never stops. Okay, I gotta get my voice together for this one, y'all. Let me drink a little something. Y'all ready? Here we go. I ain't taking your shit today, no. I ain't taking your shit tomorrow, no. We can do it my way, so I ain't sticking, no, no, I ain't sticking around no more. Cause you just wanna play with my heart and oh, I see you with the girl at the party, oh. You think I'm just gonna stand on by and watch you waste my time? Boy, I am way too fine, so I'm out. Hi, you guys. It's Cara. Welcome to another episode of I'm My Feelings. How you guys doing? I am just peachy. I am peachy. So you already know. Let's just go ahead and start unpacking of how my week went. Um, how my week went. Work week, it was pretty okay. It was better than okay. It was pretty good. Not too much on my plate. Um, I had a pretty good weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna just tell y'all. Mm, my little cousin. This was don't know, but my little cousin. Both of them my little cousins, but one of them is around my age. She was doing her niece's hair, and we was over there. We were just on the hookah. I was just chilling. My daughter was with her dad, so I just chill with them. When I tell y'all, I was given life lessons after life lessons after life lessons. Now, was she listening to my life lessons? Hell nah. She didn't take heed to it. She didn't even know what the hell I was saying. But it was just so funny because I was under the influence. And it just made it like 10 times better. Because I know for a fact she really wasn't understanding what the hell I was saying. But I just felt like I had to say it. I did. But I had fun. I had like a really good conversation with my nephew, my honorary nephew. We was just talking about just like relationships, and he was telling me like how he felt because he's newly in a relationship, and he was like, you know what, Carl, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that when I got into this, I don't think that when I got into this relationship, I was fully over my past, which a lot of us do that a lot of times. It's just like we meet somebody and we click with them, but it's just like a lot of times it'd be like trauma bonding. And I think, I'm not going to say that's what it was with him because like they actually do have a great relationship. I think the guy that he's with now is just like a kind of like a catalyst to his change, and it is getting, I'm not gonna say it's getting uncomfortable, but when somebody, I guess when you love somebody and if it's that right person, you're going to want to change, and he wants to change for this person. He's trying really hard, honestly. And he was like, I thought I wanted to be in a relationship, but I didn't expect for it to be like this. And like he's just so emotional right now, and it's just like he was like, Carl, I'm really fighting demons at this point. And I told him, I said, it's just that it's the shadow work that you have to do. Like all that trauma that you had, growing up and your last relationship, like you actually have to heal from those things and before in the perfect world. In a perfect world, they say you are supposed to heal from all of those things before you jump into a new relationship, but a lot of times we don't do that. And that's what he did. He pretty much like jumped into a relationship. I'm not gonna say jump because he's been talking to this guy for a while, but he got into a relationship without fully healing like from his past. And now that he's in this new relationship, it is really like coming up, and it's just like now he's trying to maintain this relationship and trying to work out his own issues, like his own personal issues. And it kind of is getting a bit much when it comes to like his personal growth. And I was like, you just have to take it like one day at a time. And honestly, you have to really communicate this to the person that you are with. I said, did you tell him this? And he was like, well, he said that I'm closed off and well, I need to open up more. And I was like, if you want this to work, then you're going to have to open up. Like the open ended questions and stuff, like being guarded, it's the same. It's a same sex relationship. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just told him, you don't have to be big dog all the time. If this guy is trying to come in and relieve some of this stress up off of you, just like let him take control. It's I'm not saying like, oh, let him take control to a point where like you really are losing yourself, but it's okay to really to relinquish control when it comes to somebody that's coming in to help you. Point blank period. And he's like, well, I don't know how to because I'm so used to having control over everything in my life. I would say it's going to take time, and you just have to communicate this to him. And if he's a man like he say he is, he'll understand, and hopefully he'll be patient. But yeah, I think we all have been there before. I remember with my baby's father, and this is a vulnerable moment. A guy that I was messing, I'm not even gonna say messing around with because well, we was messing around. We was together for a minute, but then you know how like you be together with somebody, but then y'all break up, and it's just like y'all still mess around from time to time. Like whenever I came home, we would mess around, and that's what it was. And I stopped messing around with him like in April. My baby's father, he had messaged me, he had DM'd me on social media like in June. Didn't message him back until like July. End up getting with him, and honestly, I really wasn't over that past relationship because I was still like comparing him. I was still comparing like my baby's father to him, like how he used to make me feel. But it's just like as now some hot shit. Um like one okay, you would never get the same feeling that another person gave you because everybody carry around their own type of energy. And I had to tell one of my guy friends this. I said, you would never get what I give. Like, you would never feel how I make you feel with somebody else. It doesn't matter, like, who you try to meet or who you try to move on to. The reason why you would never get that because I'm my own type of person. I bring my own type of energy. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So speaking of like bringing my own type of energy, I was coming from the smoke shop and I met a guy. I met a new guy. I'm not just gonna say I met a guy. Like I just don't be around here meeting guys. I meet guys every day. But I met a new guy, and the funny thing about it, I was coming from the smoke shop and I was driving out of the plaza, and I was like, damn, I know I'm gonna want some cookies. Okay, let me go ahead and turn around. So I literally busted you and got right back in the plaza to go to Subway to get me some cookies. So parked, pulled in, like, walked into Subway, and as I'm waiting like on the one of the workers to tell them what I want, I see this guy at the door, and like he just hard down waving like cheesing. So I'm like, well, damn, do he know me? I'm gonna just go ahead and wave back. So I wave back or whatever, and that was just, I guess that was his invitation of coming in and talking to me. So he was like, oh, well, hey, how you doing? I was like, oh, I'm good. He was like, how your day going? I was like, oh, my day is going amazing. So he was like, oh, well, that's good. Like, I never heard a female say, oh, their day is going amazing. So I'm like, oh, yeah. So I get my cookies or whatever, and we walk out the door. So he told me his name, and I was like, well, how old are you? Dude said, he was like, how old do I look? I was like, oh, no, he's handsome. Don't get me wrong. He's actually really handsome. Charming from what I see. Well, from what I got. And he, sweet guy, down to earth. So I was like, I don't know. I don't want to say nothing because I don't want to offend you or whatever. So he was like, nah, just shoot your shot. So I said, okay, 40. So he was like, oh, you close, 42. And like when he said 42, I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. Because, like, I don't know. When it comes to, like, that big of a gap, I feel like this man finna try to raise me. And I don't need that. I don't want that. Like, I don't want you to try to mold me into something that you couldn't find, I guess, in your younger days. I don't know. But that 42 just didn't sit too well. That's like a 12, that I'm not even gonna say like, it's a 12-year difference. So I didn't want to be mean. So I was like, he was like, well, can I have your number? I said, I get your number. So I got his number. So he was like, well, when will you hear from me or whatever? So I said soon. So he was like, so I'm not gonna get your number. So I went ahead and I called his phone. So he got my number, whatever. A day went by. I ain't call. I ain't text. I ain't do nothing. I really wasn't thinking about it too much. So then he ended up calling me. We had a brief little conversation or whatever. And I was just, the basics. Oh, what you do and what you're looking for. All the boring things to talk about. And yeah, so I was about to get on my hookah, and I didn't want to sound dumb talking to the man, which I really did. I really did buy a book. So don't try to shoot me down. But I told him, I was like, well, when you called me, I was about to go read my book, so I'm gonna go ahead and call you back. Ask me, did I ever call him back? Cara, did you ever call that man back? No, I didn't. And I think he kind of got the hint. But I mean, that was just, I probably should have just been direct with him. But I don't know. Anywho, yeah, whatever. But speaking of the book, so I got a book, y'all. And it's about untangling your emotions. I don't know if it's just me, but like, I have noticed when it comes to like a lot of things, it's like I block off my emotions when it comes to things or situations in my life. And I'm trying to like figure out why, because I want like an emotional fulfillment relationship. But the way that things are looking as of now, it don't look like I'm going to be I'm not going to say I'm not going to be getting that. It's a little bit harder to achieve that. I got to watch like how I word things, because how you speak, you can manifest that. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to be getting it. As of right now, it's a little bit harder to achieve that emotional fulfillment relationship, because it seems like my emotions are just blocked off. I could like a person, but it's not like that deep like, okay, have you ever liked a person a lot to a point where you just turned on by them, just like their presence alone, just like thinking about them alone, like you just turned on by them? Or it's just like you want to be around them, like you don't get tired of them. Like I would say like the honeymoon stage, but it's kind of like that throughout your whole relationship. I haven't had that like in forever. And I do want a relationship like that. I guess that's God just telling me like, yeah, that's not the person that you're meant to be with. I don't know. But anywho, I got a book and it's about untangling your emotions. So I'm gonna start reading that and see what type of findings I come up with so I can start unpacking, because at this point I don't know what to do. I don't. But yeah. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and move to, y'all already know, I have something to say. I have something to say. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle a little gems on y'all. Drop a few gems, you know. So it's funny because I had went to, okay, as y'all know, I stated that I was at my cousin's house and she was doing her niece's hair. So we was all on the hookah. I went ahead and I left to go to CVS and I wanted something sweet or whatever. So I ended up getting like a box of Dunkaroos. Don't ask me why I even got that. Very much childish, but whatever. Anywho, I got a box of Dunkaroos and I ate one. And I was like, when I got back to the house, I was like, y'all, I bought y'all something. So then my cousin did, yeah, she was like, what you bought us? I said, oh, some Dunkaroos. So she was like, now why the hell would you bring me some Dunkaroos and you know I don't even eat that? So I said, let me tell you something. Think of this like as your blessing. You may have said earlier today, somebody may have said earlier today, oh, I want something sweet. You wasn't specific about what you wanted sweet, but God used me to the point where I brought something sweet back, right? So what I told her was like, you may ask for something. This is exactly how I said, you may ask for something, but you're not being specific. But damn, what the fuck did I say? You may ask for something. No, God may bless you with something that you asked for. But it's just like, when that blessing do come in, you be like, well, what the hell is this? But it's just like, it's what you asked for, but the fact that you wasn't specific about what you wanted, God just sent you something. But it's just like, you have to accept all blessings that come in your way. It doesn't matter if it's not exactly what you envisioned or what you expected. Accept the blessing for what it is. I don't know. I don't know if you know, you know. I'm going to just put it that way. But then, come to find out, she come calling me. And she was like, Cara, you know those Dunkaroos that you bought? So I said, yeah, well, what happened? So she was like, so, mind you, it was six of them in the box. I only had one, so my little cousin, which is her niece, had the other ones. So she was like, it was only one Dunkaroo in the box or whatever. So I said, okay. So she was like, I'm going to tell you something. And she was like, I just want to thank you. I said, why are you thanking me? So she was like, because you know how you said, like, no, she said, you remember when I said I ain't want no Dunkaroos? So I was like, yeah. So she was like, dog, these Dunkaroos is hitting on something. I said, now you see how God used me? Like, God knew in the long run you was going to want something sweet. And them Dunkaroos came in handy. I bought them Dunkaroos. He used me to buy you something sweet. Them Dunkaroos came in handy, and guess what? Now you're appreciative. Look, blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings. Oh, I'm trying to tell you, y'all. Listen, don't try to downplay y'all blessings. Whatever type of blessing come into y'all, appreciate it and acknowledge it. Because if you don't accept the small blessings, how are you going to accept and appreciate the big ones when they do come in? That's some gems for your ass. All right, let me go ahead and calm down. Let's regroup and bring it back together. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and move into the topic for this week. So therapy is now in session. Okay, so the topic for this week is being non-committal. Alrighty, so a little backstory, vulnerable moment. I don't know why, but for some apparent reason, like men, I'm not talking about like the newer guy who I was talking about in well, shit, damn. I'm not talking about the guy that I just met. Thank you. I'm talking about like guys that I have held conversation with, they claim they're trying to get to know me, this, then the other, whatever, blase, blase, yada, yada, yada. But for some apparent reason, like, I don't know if it's the type of energy that I give off or like, I don't know, but they just come off like real sexual to the point where, like, I'm starting to look at myself. Like, for one, how am I coming off to them? Because I don't be trying to come off like in a sexual way to men, period. I don't know if it's just like the flirtiness. I'm a natural flirter. I flirt. But it's just like it's me being nice. That's just how I come off. I can't help that. Then now it's to the point where I'm trying to tone it down. But it's so hard because it's just like I know this is not me. I would be quick. I'm the type of person, like, if a guy walks past me and he smell good, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. You know? Or, oh my gosh, you have a nice smile. Like, I will compliment a guy, and I don't know if that's the door, that's me opening the door to them. But then, like, they automatically, oh, well, you have nice legs. Oh, you're just so little. Oh, I could be. I'm like, bro, like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? All of this is coming from just like me giving you a compliment. Like, I don't know. I mean, if they're attractive, then okay. You know, I'm not gonna say I don't mind, because I do mind. Because if you have been enjoying this week's episode of I Have My Feelings thus far, and you would like to give the show some support, please click the link in the show notes below or consider leaving a review through Apple Podcasts. Now let's go ahead and get back to the show. It's like, you can give me a compliment, but it doesn't always have to be like on a sexual tip. I don't know. Like, yo, this is like mind blowing and a little disturbing at the same time, because I can't get any answers. The young guy at my job, yeah, we did flirt a lot. I was giving off that type of energy to him. But he started it first. That's the thing. He started it first. But he always knew, like, I would never take it there with him because I don't sleep with people at my job. But it's nice to flirt, you know? And I was quick, and I told him up front, I said, like, you just something to look at. You just something to flirt with. Like, oh, that's probably, you know... I do be saying, like, I'm only here for a good time, not a long time. So, you know what? I'm going to take accountability. That's probably the reason why they probably get the indication that I do want something sexual. But it's not that. I just be joking around. I play too much. That's my damn problem. I play too freaking much. I got to stop playing all the time. Because I don't be serious when I be saying that. But then I asked him, because, of course, we're in the office. And we're flirting. And I was like, well, damn. He say something sexual. And I'm like, well, damn. I said, is that how I come off to you? So he was like, what? I said, do I come off sexual? So he was like, yeah, you do. I said, how? And I don't even really be saying anything. So he was like, just how you look. I said, what do you mean? So he was like, it's that stare that you give. And it's like the look in your eyes. I'm like, bro, I'm just looking at you. Like, what the hell? And then my nephew, I asked him, and he was like, it's just like this, you give like this sensual vibe. It's just like, I don't know. I guess, then he ended up sending me a video of Janae Aiko when she was talking to, I guess, the reporter or whatever. And he was like, that look that she is giving the reporter, like, I would eat you up, like that daydreamy look. He was like, that's the look that you give to people. And that's probably the problem. I was like, bro, I'm just being nice. I'm just being me. I don't know. It's only a few people that I have gotten to a point where, like, it wasn't sexual. Like, we could sit up there and we could talk, like, legit talk about deep things instead of, oh, when you're coming home. Oh, when you're coming over. Well, what you got on? You gonna send me some pictures? Oh, but I would do this to you. Oh, I would do that to like. It's only a few people that I have gotten to that level with. Well, not that the sexual level. I'm saying like having a deeper conversation with somebody outside of sex. Because a lot of times, what men don't realize, if I could sit up here and I could talk to you, that attraction will come. It will come eventually, but it's just like, don't lead with that. And it's just like they men now, with some men, I'm not gonna say all, some men, they have a problem when it comes to that. They'll come off like, oh, I'm not looking for nothing sexual. I want a female that I could have deep conversations with. But it's just like, sir, do you really want that? Like, you literally manipulating the situation, trying to make it seem like that's something that you want, when in actuality the only thing that you want is something lust based, sexual based. You're very lustful. Like, you just want to get your little thing wet and call it a day. I don't know if it's me. It may be me, but clearly I gotta tone back, because this ain't getting nowhere. And it's probably why I don't talk to nobody now. And it just turns me off. It literally makes my skin crawl. It's just like, bro, shut up. I'll be so quick. All right, I'll call you back. Or like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and leave the premises. Like, I'm going to go ahead and leave. I'm done with this conversation. When I tell you I be quick to be done with a conversation with people, I be quick. I'm very nonchalant. And I guess that's what really like kind of attracts men to me. The fact that I'm nonchalant. I would tell, excuse my language, I would tell a nigga exactly how I'm feeling. And I be honest with them. I say, I'm gonna just be honest with you, and I'm gonna be truthful. And a lot of them do like that. The fact that I'm gonna speak my truth. I'm gonna speak my truth. Because when I don't speak my truth, it's like I'm really unbalanced. I will legit sit up here and think about that conversation, how I could have said something, what else I could have said, how I could have reacted, what look I could have gave. Like, I would literally be pondering on that conversation when I don't say how I feel. And then it has me unbalanced. And guess what? Libras don't like to be unbalanced, baby. When you tip them scales, you got to tip on right on out my life at that point, because this is not going to work, sir. This is not going to work. I'm at a point in my life where I like to be grounded. I do. I like peace. I like my peace. I could sit my behind in this house all day, watch TV, eat, and be at peace. And I'm happy with that. Like, man, these men, these people, I'm not even just gonna say men, because it be females too. These people that are just like, they be messing it up for people that actually really want like a deep relationship with somebody. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill for real. Nevertheless, I digress. We're gonna go ahead and move to the self-care segment. Okay, so what did I do this week to improve my quality of life? Nothing. Nothing. Y'all want me to lie to y'all? Tell y'all the truth. I ain't do a damn thing. I ain't go to the gym. I probably meditated like twice this week. Oh, I'm not gonna sit up here and be this hypocrite. I went to the gym all week and I meditated at 5 o'clock this morning. That's a damn lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Damn, that's a lie. I guess I could say like I've been reflecting. I could say that. I've been reflecting on like why do I trying to get in tune with myself. Like why do I feel this way? Where does this stem from? I'm not gonna lie to y'all, vulnerable moment. I'm not gonna say I have like full blown daddy issues. Is some daddy issues there? I would say yeah. I mean, that's with hell, I probably got mommy issues too. But until I get to a point where I start unpacking that specific thing, I'm not gonna really know. But do I have some daddy issues? I would say yeah. Was he in my life? He was always in my life. I'm not gonna say that like he wasn't. But like being extremely active in my life, like how I wanted him to show up for me, no, he was not. I did spend some time with him when I was younger. I did go over there. But I feel like it was because my mom made me go over there, and it wasn't just like, oh, he called for me. Oh, baby, I'm gonna come pick you up. It wasn't like that. It's like my mom made sure that I went over there for the holidays. I went over there for the weekend. And it wasn't even every weekend. It was some weekends. Now, granted, I I'm gonna honestly say our relationship is 100 times better. 100 times better. He does show up for me a lot more than I feel like he did when I was younger. And it's probably because maybe he's trying to maybe repair the time or repair the relation. Okay, he's probably trying to repair the relationship maybe that he had or maybe that he envisioned us to have. But it's just like he's trying to make things right. I'm not gonna lie, cause like when he cook, he'll call me. He'll let me know. Like I'll call him for advice. Sometimes I'll go over there and I'll chill with him. And he was like, out of all of my kids, I would say you and I are the closest. And I can believe it. Excuse me, sorry. I can't believe it. Like out of all of his kids, my daddy have 8 kids. Out of all of his kids and all of his nieces and nephews, it's just like me and my cousin Corey. It's like we are the two that is just like extremely close when it comes to him. Yeah, if I call him and be like, let me tell you about his friend. So he has a friend, a longtime friend, right? This friend been around since I was young. Hell, probably before I even came about. And like he'll ask my dad to cook him something. And my dad be like, nah, dog, I ain't cooking that. So then he be like, oh, but I bet if Jakara call you and ask you to cook for it, you gonna break your neck trying to cook it. And I'm like, bro, do I sense some type of animosity towards me because my dad would cook what I want him to cook? Bro, like I said, this man is crazy. His friend, he's a funny guy, but I was like, dog, this man gotta chill. This man gotta chill. But anywho, sorry that I got off track. I tend to do that a lot. Please forgive me. But yeah, what I did this week to improve my quality of life, I would say, I just been doing like reflecting, trying to get in tune with myself, trying to see why I feel this way and where it's stemming from, yada, 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 blase, blase, blase. I'll let you know what type of findings I come up with when it comes to that. But yeah. But yeah. The song of the week, it has to go to, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Summer Walker with the song, what is it? Unloyal? Unloyal. When I tell y'all, that song was hitting on so many levels. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to my girl Summer Walker this week with Unloyal. Hey, it is what it is. But I am going to go ahead and leave you guys right there. Please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week on another episode of I My Feelings.